What's up? How you doing? Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Cross Pollination, the show where we bring musicians from different regions and different styles together to share their craft and talk shop. In this age of social distancing, it's a way to bring us together and to make connections with other creative people. And I know that that's something that the creative mind thrives on. We've got some great guests for you lined up today. We've got Weapon ESP and Ghost in the Machine, two MCs collectively known as Juice Heads, who have dropped a couple of excellent collaborative projects. One right now that has a very fun theme to it. And we've also got Pernell from Pike, who is a solo MC and also part of Clint Breeze and the Groove, a jazz, rap, soul, funk, kind of everything outfit out of Indianapolis that just released some incredible content. So I think we'll start this off by bringing out Pernell from Pike. So let's welcome Pernell to the show here.
Hello, hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good, man. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for doing this. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me, dog.
Yeah. You've got the fine art in the background.
Oh yeah, the Birth of Venus. It's
Yeah.
not. It's not. It's not mine. It's mine.
Yeah, I did a project. I'm an art teacher. I did a project with some students today, and it was to parody famous painting. And I couldn't really show too much of like the 100 greatest paintings because I knew I would get too many Snickers when it came to that one and a couple of,
Yeah.
it's some powerful stuff. Yeah, man. So let's first to kind of give people a general introduction. You are based out of Indianapolis, and you've been involved and kind of an integral part of the scene there for a minute. Can you tell us how kind of you came up in the music scene and got involved with the groups you're with now?
Yeah. So let me think, man. What like as far as like the scene? I've been obviously I've been. I mean, most people who rap now have been rapping since like middle school, high school, elementary school.
Mhm.
But like as far as like the scene, I was in a group. It was me and this other guy. We were in this group called Blank Space, and this is back when like Broad Ripple was the place to be.
Mhm.
And so like we like was just like looking around, and we started following Jay Brookins and Greg Granite when they were doing Heavy Gun Blog, and they were this when they were still hosting the beat battles and stuff like that. So we would just like go to those different events, and we were just like the two eager kids always trying to get on stage somehow, trying to figure out who to know and stuff like that.
Yep.
And then like a couple more movements, more from our peer group. So like kids coming back from college,
Yep.
putting on shows. And then I was just like, it was like I was going there. I didn't have a project. I didn't have a name. So I would just show up to shows, and I would just start a cipher
Mhm.
basically. And I would start off the cipher, and I would like do like a verse that's just like, that's cool. Okay. It's like, it's encouraging. It's inviting, get everybody in there. And then I will come back in and then like shut the cipher down with like this real hard verse. And then, it kind of worked out for me because I used to do it for fun. It kind of worked out for me because then people started using me for like their promo videos, like
Mm.
for their events. Um, and then I started doing spoken word. Spoken word got me on stage more often.
Yeah.
Even though it's like open mic, even though it's like open mic, it really gave me like a stage presence, and it just gave me an artist community to work with to just figure out what an artist community should look like. So yeah, after being on stage as a poet and kind of missing rapping, I think I just kind of I started doing jam sessions at my house. It's me, this young lady named Elle Roberts, and a young man named Cortland Gaines. We used to be in a band together. We all lived with each other, and we just started doing just like straight up jam sessions. And then so like a bunch of rappers came, a bunch of singers came, a bunch of producers came,
Yeah,
people just came,
yeah.
and I think that kind of spun into. There was also things like Omni Mike over at Kepler Institute. I'm dropping a bunch of names,
Mhm.
and I don't know what your demographic is, but like basically I just kind of stayed around people who just rotated, and it just
Yeah.
kept rotating, just like. And then let me see, 2015, I got together with Old Soul Entertainment, and we did the dojo. We did the monthly hip hop event, and that's kind of, it was funny because I couldn't get on stage as a rapper, but I could definitely present a stage for rappers,
Right.
and it went well. It went,
Yeah, for me,
yeah,
growing up in indie is like, if you want something to happen, you got to make it happen yourself, you know.
yeah,
And then
yeah,
but what I'm really hearing a theme that's going on is like, sometimes people in a hip hop scene can be in the hip hop scene and be separate from the music community, and
yeah.
and what I've seen and kind of your setup growing up is like you were part of the music scene. There were musicians, poets, singers, rappers, kind of all organically collaborating.
Hmm. Yeah, and that came from such like this, like I said, like those ciphers were super important because like like and it's more so that way now, but the reason why I like ciphers so much is because in Indianapolis you can't, it's hard to even see anybody like busking, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a very new thing to see somebody downtown playing a drum set or just
Hmm.
playing a guitar. So like there just wasn't that kind of energy. And so I hung around the people who did that the most. And it happened to not be rappers. I just always had a poem on hand, or I was always willing to freestyle something really quick. You know what I'm saying? Like to just,
Hmm.
and just it just took um ironically it took cross pollinating to like get rappers to see that culture. Like this is what musicians do all day, like they
Hmm.
shred with each other. Spoken word artists, you go to open mic, people will be out there till 1 a.m. spitting poems, like just like back to back to back to back to back. And it was like rappers here didn't know how to do that. And so it was like me and a couple other people would show up, and we would do that thing for rappers. And then rappers were like, oh, that's cool. Then those like all the cats that would get on stage who were always like, yeah, I'll rap, but you gotta buy something, would kind of back up. But then it was the ones that was like, how do I get on stage? Who were like, oh,
Yep.
this is what I like doing, who hopped
Hmm.
in. And then what's funny is that you started seeing, now you see those people on stage,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know? So yeah, man,
It's
I
about
did
the
what the
focus.
musicians did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did what the musicians did, man. The musicians out here, or the musicians that I know altogether, are just more cyclical. They're more community based. They're about building and contributing to a community. They like to see it go around.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Well, yeah, speaking of kind of like musical community, I think this would be a good time to lead into this the video that you just put out. When I saw it the other day, I was just totally blown away by it and really excited to share it with people. But can you give like a little brief introduction, and then we'll just throw to it.
So the video that was just released was from a band that I'm a part of called Clint Breeze in the Groove, which I'm the vocalist and MC for. The band leader's name is Clint Breeze, but we're dropping a project called In Time Overture. It
Mhm.
comes out on the 27th of this month, and the song that we have up is called No New Messages. It's just a song about people never calling you.
Yeah,
So
yeah. And it's a
yeah.
song that's really appropriate kind of for this time,
Hmm.
of social distancing. So, all
Yeah.
right, let's check out No New Messages by Clint Breeze and the Groove featuring our man Purnell from Pike.
Like the loneliest, loneliness, the company I keep. Yeah, we run deep. My homies only phone me when they lowly, and I'm slowly feeling like I'm remotely losing hope. Maybe no one is my type. Maybe COVID is the culprit, and I'm coping through the fight. New imposed health codes, a controlled social life. Just to think, I used to be a socialite. In the throes of the night, I was gone, I was tight. Now things straight, just like a whole poltergeist. Wild things change with the roll of a dice. Guess I'll take my chance, see where I land. I just on the trend, see if she'll pick up on the other end. Now I'm back to the plan. Guess I'll stay home and I'll order it again.
As I play my cell phone, is a token to how lonely I am. Damn, why won't you call me? Can hear a voice in my lonely space. I'm leaving out a voice, another erase. It's looking like as I play my cell phone, is a token to how lonely I am.
Yeah, super dope. So that was like that was a part of it, right? That was a clip of it, right?
That was just a clip. Oh yeah, it's a whole song. Yeah,
Cool.
that was a clip of it, and the feature was Manon Voice, who is one of my top MCs in the city. That's regardless of gender and sex or whatever. Like she's one of the top. She definitely represented in that one. So that was like a fun bit. Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool to see. I did a collaboration with Manon Voice in the spring, kind of before the shutdown. She did a spoken word piece about a college professor that was Dr. Mumford, that was like really important to her, and introduced her to Nina Simone. And I did a portrait of Dr. Mumford, and so she came and performed that at the opening. So that was cool to be able to collaborate with her and hear what she had to do. Yeah, man. Tell me about the video. Who put that together? How did that happen?
So it's a company called Brain Twins, and they do a lot of really cool, brainy stuff as far as just like art, and they're just like a really creative group. They're just a really creative duo. They do a lot of really cool stuff. So they put that together.
Twins?
They say again?
Are they actual twins?
I don't know. No.
I think they are, man. I think it's like
are they
twins? I think
maybe. I've never met them. How about that? I've never met them.
Okay.
So I've always heard about them. I've been hearing about Brain Twins since like 2013 or 14. So like, but I've never met them. This is my first time actually ever working with them. I know they do cool stuff. They did another video for us for another song that I cannot think of right now. Circles. There's a song called Circles that they did another clip for on the Clint Breeze and the Groove Instagram page. But they're just like really creative individuals. They do a lot in the city. Like I said, that I've heard about them before I even met them. So yeah.
Nice. Well, thanks for sharing that. I think this would be a good time to bring out our next guests. Separate, they are known as Weapon ESP and Ghost in the Machine, a couple MCs from Central Massachusetts. But together, they are known as Juice Heads. And they just released a new project under that name. So let's welcome the Juice Heads to the show. Hey, what's up, fellas? How you doing?
Yo, how you doing?
Peace, doing good, man. Just running around trying to put this baby down in here.
Yeah, that's great. Well, we've had like guests, kids on the show from time to time, and if they want to get involved, they're more than welcome to get involved. So,
hey, she was dancing to the intro, man. My baby, she loves music, man, and she was vibing to what she was doing.
Nice. How old is she?
She is 2, full of music and life.
All right, that's perfect.
Well, my son go to bed too, so my son Gio just went to bed too, so we're good.
Nice. If she starts dancing, pivot the camera over because I know where the ratings are at. I know. So you guys just put out a collaborative project together, and to me, it's just it really strikes a really nice nerve between kind of like some classic, like boom bap, like sample based hip hop, but also kind of really kind of modern sounds, and kind of like you've got like a lot of like kind of grounded in the streets, but also a lot of wordplay and intricate lyrics going on. So it's not an easy like balance to strike, and I think you guys did a good job. Tell me about putting this project together. How did this come about? How did you guys end up collaborating?
Well, this was fresh off of Savage Land. So we released Savage Land in, what was it, April? And we released Savage Land in April, and we got a really good response. And we had a couple other songs, you know what I mean, that we're working towards. And I kind of like, I have a history. I used to play professional baseball. So like baseball was like always something that, I connected with. And I got the idea, and I was just like, yo, we're we got a lot of recognition off of Savage Land. I was like, we got the juice now. It just came in my head. I was like, juice heads connecting with baseball, steroid era. And then we just connected with like, mixed it all together, and it became this crazy concept for juice heads. And like you said, it was all different things that came together, but it worked well, the balance.
Yeah, I kind of want to talk about Savage Land a little bit more, man, because it's, in other interviews we've had, like about the project, the stuff we're talking about, like we were working on Savage Land last year before COVID, before the election, and a lot of the stuff we were writing was like, it's relevant to now and today, so I don't know. That album was special because I think Weapon and I, we just caught like a vibe in Rec Real. He was producing some really like post-apocalyptic sounding like boom bap. Like if you listen to that album, I mean, the closest I could say production-wise it comes to is like maybe stuff LP produced like back then, you know what I mean? But it's definitely original sounding boom bap. We created a sound, we created a vibe, and it kind of sounds like the end of the world. You know what I mean? Like it could be Savage Land could be the soundtrack to Escape from LA or New York. You know what I mean? And it's relevant, So and yeah, like Web said, Juice Heads, like we had to follow that up. You know what I mean? Because we had so much fun on the first one. So
yeah, I mean, you guys knocked it out of the park, but you did cheat a little bit. So
so you knocked it out of the park. I heard that.
Well, we're talking about it. Let's go ahead and throw to a video. What's the first video that you want to play for us?
Might as well play the Savage Land one first, because that's what we released first. So this is the track Bruce Lee with the Scratches. I think that's what we sent you.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Let's check it out.
Pops told me, son, be an eagle, not a duck, cause I'd rather be the killer than the one that gets plucked. Insert Sammo hung crane kick, black Scully camo one, about to bring the pain, bitch. Been missing out on my heavenly glory. Tango with Django, it's about to get gory. Red jaw from a distance, there's no morals in stories. Getting bent at the bar, back and brought in their 40s. I swear I was born with a beard, potent Geronimo Pratt with words from William Shakespeare. Front row at the apocalypse, smoking rose clips. Superman couldn't save Metropolis, so that nigga did. A Savage Land throbbing in the ashes. You Denzel after the lashes when we finish rapping. Your baby mom and the check, the only thing you trapping. Pyromaniac set ablaze whoever they gas. Savage Land. No one makes me taste my own blood, bitch. Who the fuck is you? Who the fuck is you? I'm Bruce Lee with the scratches. I'm Bruce Lee with the scratches. No one makes me taste my own blood, bitch. Who the fuck is you? Who the fuck you? I'm Bruce Lee with the scratches. I'm Bruce Lee with the scratches.
Listen, I'ma punch you till your eye pop out. Kimbo slice of Spanish rice in my mouth. The fly gets out when I walk, the floor vanishes. Complex like 96 cannabis. Hit the earth and assess the damages. Philanthropists who dish mics like an assistant listed in this with carpal tunnel wrist to the handle for fist. It's mad money. Bad Bunny at home with the heir to the throne. Keeps an L roll for when I get home. Medusa Stone Writer. Snatch mics like you motherfuckers been snatching my lighters. Vices adding on to my preciseness. Bite this like pulling the heist. Jewels is priceless. The nicest. God-given. But God ain't giving me dividends. This omnipotent potential I possess. Limitless. Gimmickless. Playing off of the devil's ignorance. The case beast broke out. Slashing Dr. Cornelius. No one makes me taste my own blood, bitch. Who the fuck is you? Who the fuck is you? I'm Bruce Lee with the scratches. I'm Bruce Lee with the scratches. No one makes me taste my own blood, bitch. Who the fuck is you? Who the fuck you? I'm Bruce Lee with the scratches. I'm Bruce Lee with the scratches.
Yo, shout out to that spinning roundhouse, that back kick that Weapon ESP just did, man.
Pull the
I
clutch
know
up.
you was hurting after that. I was there.
Yeah, that's dope, man. And it's like, you know, the rhymes and everything, it's hard enough that you can have some fun with the imagery, you know. So that's you know, that's like, you know, we're securing ourselves and we're just gonna be creative with it. I love it, you know. So let's talk about Weapon ESP. So you were talking about your history in baseball and that kind of playing into it. So would you say that you're more Shaq Fu or more Damian Lillard? What would you say with your
Oh, we had this. Did we have this conversation?
But more
This
Shaq
was
Fu or Damian Lillard?
yeah. Who's a better rapper?
Who's the better
with the
rapper out
sport,
of those two?
with the sports and the rapping?
I don't know. I think Dame Lillard is better than Shaq personally.
Yeah.
Yo, Shaq's platinum, Doug.
I don't
Did
care.
you
I think I'm
were
better
you
than both of them. No, I'm better
yeah
than both.
yeah were you pursuing were you still involved in hip hop when you were playing baseball, or is this something that you kind of got into afterwards?
During that time, like, you know what I mean, I was a student of the game, you know what I mean? I was studying it, and I was also freestyling a ton. And I, like, you know, I was in ciphers and stuff like that, but I'd be freestyling with dudes on my teams and stuff, and they're like, why aren't you doing this? I'm like, because I'm playing pro baseball. I'm not gonna give this shot up, you know what I mean? But it was something I was always doing, but I wasn't really writing too much when I was doing that. I didn't
Yeah.
get to write until like a little bit later in my life. I started writing more
Mhm.
seriously, but at that time I was freestyling, just studying from the beginning. You know what I mean? Studying the beginning,
Yeah.
always
I
now.
think,
You know?
yeah. I think that's like people that have skill at freestyling. Sometimes it stunts your writing. You like lean on the freestyle for a while, you know. I remember it took me like Pernell was talking about. It took me really getting into spoken word to really kind of find my pen, and appreciate, like, you know, the wordplay and really the work that it gets into it. And then, you know, you get to the point where it's just like, for me personally, like writing rhymes, it takes me longer to write rhymes because I scrutinize my rhymes more, and I don't want to go back and use rhymes that I've ever heard or ever used before. What's your
Exactly.
process like of like hearing a beat, coming up with it, songwriting, collaborating, working on the lyrics? What's the process like for you? How does it come about? And this is open to everybody.
What's my process? So it kind of differs, you know what I mean? Most of the time, like, I don't start writing until I hear the beat. I'm not gonna. I don't. I mean, I'll come up with like, I don't really want to give my secrets away, but like I come up with, like, you know what I mean? Like if I have like thoughts throughout my day, I'll write them. You know, I'll write them in my phone or something like that. You know what I mean? As like something to keep as like a gem, like a lesson I learned throughout the day. You know what I mean? Something that I might be able to use. I mean, I take from everything, man. All my experiences, my boys and stuff like that. Anything that happens, I can take in for information and knowledge. I try to use it towards my rhymes. Um, so sometimes when I go into writing, I already have all these ideas before I even, you know, start playing them on page. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but I always I don't write like rhymes and then put it into a beat later. Like I'll hear the beat and then start crafting it from there. You know what I mean? Specifically to that. So.
Yeah.
I know when I write my best stuff, you know, my daughter just had a boo boo. I think I write my best stuff when I'm reading a lot, you know, when I'm consuming a lot of information. I don't know. I feel like one of my homies was like, yo, you know, I get to download. You know, he was talking about like his freestyling or his writing abilities, like the universe. He gets a download from the universe. And I feel like that happens a lot too. You know, like the subconscious is a hell of a thing. You know what I mean? So all depending on what's going on in life, like definitely there's so much to write about now. You know, I think that's why like the process of Juice Heads, the process of Savage Land was so dope because and it kind of like flowed effortlessly just because of the world events, like stuff that's going on now. Like, how can you not? You know what I mean? Like, there's so much to write about. That team with personal stuff you might be going on in your life. You know what I mean? So, and you know, when I'm fasting, I write pretty crazy too. I don't know why. When I'm like fasting,
Yeah.
or like after like working out or something, like it's weird, bro. Like my brain's there. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's dope.
Yeah. There's a couple of ways. I used to do this thing. It was well, for the most part, what I do is I find like a cadence, like what I'm going to do. So I might do something like I just might find something that I like. I like repeating a cadence that I like repeating without words, and I might be like da 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 da, and then put words in there. You know, animator, detonator, heavy waiter to a heady waiter. You know what I'm saying? Just like throwing words in there, and then like almost what Ghost of the Machine said, like the words come to themselves and then they end up connecting to something. So that's been the most typical. That's been the way that I've typically written, like since I can remember. One of the practices I picked up, it was when I heard that Jay-Z doesn't write anything down; he just freestyles everything. I couldn't quite do that because I'm like, okay, I can freestyle to like survive a verse, but not to like if I want to show off. I need my pen. I need my pen and writer.
Yeah.
So like, but I was working at a hospital, and I never had time to write. I was working in a hospital and I was in the military, so I just never had time to write. So what I started doing is I started like I would create like a line, and I would repeat that line and keep adding on to it and adding on to it. And to some point, I had maybe like 15 songs, like two to three verses each memorized, and I never had it written down. So like sometimes that's a thing. Like sometimes a line will just come, and I'll be like, okay, and I'll just keep working on it and working on it. Then when I get somewhere, I'll write it down, recite it to myself, but so those are typically the two ways that I work.
Yeah, man. I don't trust myself to do that. I'm gonna record the. I get what you're saying. Like, and it's kind of like what Weapon was talking about as well, is hearing the beat and hearing what emotion or what it says to you, and, you know, and finding that, letting that inspire what you're gonna write about, and then, you know, I sometimes just come up with a gibberish like cadence or flow to it, and, you know, kind of find that, and then fill in what it's about, and that process. Yeah, man, definitely. I think it'd be a good time to cut to some more music. Pernell, we got something else, I think, from you. What have you shared with us?
So this is from a project that me and one of my high school friends, who's now a producer, an amazing producer named Harry Otaku, put together. The group was called Sea Lunch, and so this was something that we did for like Father's Day, for just like some quick bars.
Okay, dope. All right, here we go.
You are acting like a baboon without a GED. You need to go and get your life. This is what it means to get your life. Come on. Or take me by the hand and throw me if you have to. I'm in the bathroom, making majesties to a back loop. Somebody tell me I'm empathetic or just pathetic. I always wait till I'm with aesthetic, then misdirected. Thinking it's perfected with misdiscretion, whispering missing weapons with grits and blessing without the interception that I don't think I deserve. Maybe I skipped the lesson. Survival kicks I prefer, taking the grit and wrestling. My testament suggests if I could be a mystic reverend, a revolutionary in whatever's clever, then so let better my bed letters, humanitarian. My hands swept up in transgression, but sans deafening. I hear everything, the language very is apparent. Give my head merit as to what you said, and if you meant it, people can see your true colors, and it's embarrassing. What if I told you that the people you vibe with be just as vibrant when you be talking shit, go live with it to the people you would decide living? So much for that messenger being targeted. So much for that friendliness you was trying to slip. You got a lot of something missing in your consciousness. Or maybe not, you just dismissive with your common sense. I heard somebody say that you remind them of their mama. Come to find he was adopted. You never really know somebody until you finish being the victim. Proceed to forgive them, retrieve from the symptoms, relieve them, relive them, bereave them, forgive them, relieve the redemption, be free from the gifted, creeping simplistic, with beef is indifferent, no keys to ignition. The pedal to your pedals, nuts and bolts. The devil is what devil doesn't post, a dozen posts of your ghost. Loving low to cut and stroke and choke on something spoken. Open up your throat and go where lovers, poets, throw it stuff that grows some over deep emotions. We emoting for fees and quotas. A hemiola, offbeat of the sweet viola. But clean and sober, some coffee and a creamy cola. But dreamy coma, toast for sleeping over. Boast but keep composure. Post Kofi over, tease me, provoking seeding, CD over, seeding, post reading, bleeding, remotely greeting, proceeding, seeding, keynote convening, no stinging, singing, we hope repeating is plausible, impossible. We overgo the obstacles, rope a dope, pocket flow, demote, then go tsunami go. Part 2 cartoons, ripping rhythms in art rooms, part muse, part 2 smart views, to leave it part dark blues. If I don't get to heaven, I know it's a red letter. People gotta finally get a record and still not win gold. For real, not get sold. Will pockets flow, fill out his soul. Skill sprout, then grow, and still mounted glow. Film out his goal, drill spout in hole. Exposed the pillin', but this is a physical, typical rap fans. The vision is cascade, the visit of mystical black lands. I got one with the vibe, try to run with the pride. Might have run at the lightest sun with the vinyl gun to the side. You can try to run with your flyers unzipped, probably clung to your thigh. And probably some nigga eye, like it's something in your eye. Are you up in the cry?
That was so dope. Mia was feeling it, yo. She had to come through and be like, yo,
That
what's
was dope,
happening right now?
Right on.
That's
Right on.
beautiful, man.
Yeah,
That's dope.
Mia, did you like that? Mia, what did you think about that? Oh no! What was it? What was that? Like? You about to cry? What was that got me, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Right on. Yeah.
Is that your child in that video?
Yeah, it's my second born. Yep.
All right, cool. Yeah. So you got two young ones?
2 little girls, 3 and 2.
Oh wow!
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice. That's beautiful, man. So yeah, I love that video. I like the creativeness of the perspective. It feels almost like Ghost of the Machines like vibe right now. You know, I got that immediately.
Mm-hmm.
That was dope, man. So Harry Otaku is who you collaborated with on that, right?
Yeah, he was a producer, beat maker. Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. Does he MC too?
No.
Okay.
No, he doesn't. But he used to want to super bad. He used to come in my house with these punchlines, and he would come over and be like, "Hey, check this out. I got one. I'm gonna make her look back at it like a good regret or something." And he would just like always, and then he would just like say it and be like it was fire or something like that. So
just wait for the crowd reaction. There's nothing.
Yeah.
Yo, those beats, man. Those beats, though.
Dude, I remember when he started making beats, it was just like crazy. He's narcoleptic, so you know how you have those really creative thoughts when you're kind of sleepy or exhausted. Mm-hmm. Like it's kind of like in between and out of dreams. He's always there. So like that was like a cool beat. Like dude is ridiculous. Like now he's like ridiculous. He just did like a mixtape based off of the movie It, and I mean the mixtape is like, so he's like always in that space, bro. So yeah, he's like ridiculous.
Yeah, that's great. So tell me about the. I want to flash back to the Juice Heads project that you guys just recently released, and it's been getting a lot of positive attention. Who handled the production on that, and can you tell me about how that came together there?
It's a mixture of folks, man, but I gotta shout out my dude DJ Proof, man. I think he got 3 joints on that album, so big shout out to him. He's worked on my solo stuff, Heroes for Hire 1 through 3. And he knows how to set a mood and vibe. You know what I mean? I think he added a lot to the project. But we have a bunch of other producers on there as well. And Wep is out, so I'm gonna have to take this on my phone. I don't want to miss nobody.
I like the laugh and the sinister little laugh in the back.
See her face too. But yeah, we got Logan on there. Shout out to Logan, Genosha Records representative. Sincere, he's on there. We got production from Michelangelo on there. I hope we're not. Oh, we got some production from William Wallace on there. It's a stacked project, man. It's dope, and I don't know, it just fit. I don't know. It's like one of those things. Like we threw a bunch of art against the wall, or threw a bunch of beats against the wall, and then it just worked.
Mm-hmm.
So
you guys have released both of these projects while we've been under like COVID restrictions and quarantines and all this kind of stuff. So you haven't gotten to perform either one of these, have you?
Man, I be in the mirror every day, bro. When I brush my teeth, practicing, like imagining I'm like at the Middle East someplace, just rocking, you know what I mean? Or Opus. So yeah, man, we're waiting for this to be over.
Yeah. So how has everybody been staying creative in this time? What's it like? How are you able to like kind of stay connected to people, or what's it been like for you?
Man, that social media thing, man, is dope. You know what I mean? Like, thank goodness for it. It's a gift and a curse, for us, But writing's not hard. You know what I mean? We got more time in a day. I mean, I'll speak for myself.
Yeah.
With social distancing and stuff. So.
Yeah,
I don't know. Everything's been going good creatively right now. I mean, at my job, I'm lucky. I'm very lucky. I get out early enough where I can get home and I can still do a lot of other stuff. Granted, I gotta take care of my son and stuff, but other than take care of my son, I'm very lucky that my wife like allows me to create as much as I do too as well. Lots of props to her.
Yeah, I'm sure you hold it down in other ways so that it all balances out. Yeah, Pernell, what's happening in your creative world, man? How are you able to survive this?
Am I surviving it? Is one thing I want to ask. Nah, it's been rough. I've just been doing usually I don't know, the creative approach has always been like, that's the way I've always lived life. Now I'm kind of actually doing the less creative thing. We've had a lot of loss in my family. So lately it's just been like reaching out doesn't have to be something that's going to like, make sure that it works this way. It's just been like, just call. And what's interesting is like, how like right before the pandemic, if you called somebody, they were ready to like cuss you out, like text me, bro, don't call me. You know what I'm saying? But like now the response is so different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like calling somebody and it's almost like a gentle surprise, like, oh, hey, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Like hearing a voice over your face, almost like we forgot how phones initially worked. Or we forgot how doors work. You know what I'm saying? Like I got neighbors, I'll knock on their door and they'll be like, oh, somebody's at the door, as opposed to 2019, who at the door? Why didn't you call? Why didn't you text me before you get here? So like, just for me, it's been simple, just keeping it simple, man. And I've been focusing a lot on like how we always say, like, love is all we have. Love is all we have. But like love is one of the greater things we have. But I'm really focusing on like how sanity is all we have. Like I can have all the family around me. I can have all the love being given to me. I can have all the resources. But if I'm not sane, if I'm not mentally there, then it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm just taking a simple path. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's made a lot of space to like focus my concentrate my creativity in specific spots. You know what I'm saying? So like music is more potent because I'm not putting all of that force into everything I do, Yeah.
Yo, do you guys notice like it's like I don't know, I feel like I've had like one of the best years for music this year because of the pandemic. You know what I mean? Maybe that's not why. Maybe that is like, maybe it's not correlated, but I feel like it is in a sense because, you know, people are home, you know what I mean? Or I don't know, it's all eyes on the smartphone or whatever,
Yeah.
you know, but it's kind of awkward, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I think that's like, it was already like, in order to kind of promote and find your audience, you needed to do it online. Now it's like the only option that we have, you know, it's the only way that we can get through to people. So, and people are hungry. We talked about this last episode, content, you know, like, you know, it's hard to keep up with the demand for content, you know, because art takes time. But one thing that I think the pandemic has given people is time. It's something that was taken for granted a lot before, is having time. For me, my experience growing up in Indianapolis was like, it was boring. Like there wasn't a lot to always do. So I was forced to be creative, you know, that brought creativity out of me. And my son, like the other night, this was just like, I think it was last night, he was messing around, supposed to be on doing school, and he was getting on, you know, watching, you know, some video game on YouTube or something like that. So he lost his screen time for the evening. And he ended up taking all these like paint stir sticks and he made a bow, like a bow and arrow bow. And he had this realization at the end. He was like, is this what they mean by like boredom is the father of creativity? I was like, yeah, man, like you wouldn't have done that if you had used your free time this evening. So, you know, it's a bit of a balance there. I wish, you know, 250,000 people didn't have to die.
Yeah.
That's facts.
But
Yeah. Introverts must be loving this right now, though. I ain't gonna lie. The introverted part of me, though, is like, thank God I don't have to deal with like certain people. Not for real, like at work, like, like you're like on the screen and you're not next to me. You feel me? Like, so I don't know.
Yeah, I think they're gonna have to invent a real mute button, like a real life mute button. We can't go back to not being able to mute people.
The Dave Chappelle wrap it up button.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go to some. Let's hear some more music. So you guys have a video for something off of the new project. Is that right?
Yeah. I think it's a one take. Web, you want to talk about it?
Yeah.
All the connectivity on here.
Service is really bad right now, guys. You got the real chop now.
Word. I got you though. I got you, bro.
Check the video. Dope video. Juice era.
All right. Cool. Here we go.
Yo, I've been losing sleep, bro.
What's going on?
Yo, they're not letting us in the fucking Hall of Fame, bro.
Understand? We'll get our shot, bro.
Yo, it's Juice is fucking getting me going,
you gotta calm down.
What draws my admiration? What is that which gives me joy? Dave, music. Baseball.
No pop here, baby. Just full metal rap. Motherfucker, say your prayers. Coming through the wow.
Juice heads, check. Yeah, my perspective is Dr. Manhattan. Smoked out, watching cold out wrestling promos, laughing Sundays, they yoked out. Mr. Olympia pimping you like homers with bad flips to my back hip, spitting game like pack dips. Once the gas lit, my bad lips and crack hits like thieves when they chosen. Future legends, go some weapon on your Wheaties box posing. Kissing baby signing titties, I'm camera to your city. This time it's permanent, not morphing back to Bill Bixby. I'm off from Sin City, gritty, forgot my pills. My energy be like Dark Ellis on LSD in this field for real. Hand-eye coordination, 2 ills. Smack the teeth out your grill, weapons like Ronnie Coleman eating MCs on my 12 mil. 7 seal, busting open after crushing grand slams like nothing, bluffing like they pitching. Like these acting rappers kryptonite. 20/20 visions like my mic's a slugger with a scope. 80s Dr. Daryl, ain't nobody half this dope.
No pop here, baby. Just full metal rap.
Motherfucker, say your prayers.
Coming through the wow. With my super back. No pop here, baby. Just full metal rap.
Motherfucker, say your prayers.
Coming through the wow. With my super back. Boom, click.
Hey, yo. Y'all better let us fuck in, man.
Got our jerseys outside of the Hall of Fame and shit, man. Put our shit in there, man. Hey, yo, the Hall of Fame induction is coming. Fuck out of here, bitch.
Yeah, this shit gets me going.
Yeah.
That's dope, man. Yeah, and it's like for me, like when I used to be in a hip hop group called The Philosophy with a couple of MCs, close friends of mine, Spread, and this guy Bamboo, the Necessary Poet. And the stuff that I would write with them, was always kind of pushing the envelope beyond what I would write by myself. And it brought out a sense of humor in me, and almost like a drive to like I could be a little more inappropriate around them. And I don't know if I sense a camaraderie amongst the two of you where you guys kind of push each other in a comfortable place, you know?
Yo, the craziest things I've ever written was with this dude right here, man. I don't know, like we're big nerds, like we're comic book fans, man. Said I'm Hulk from the 70s on dope from the 80s, crushing school buses after saving old ladies. Like that's not me. No, I mean normally, you know what I mean? But I'm rapping with my boy and like, you know, we NWO on it. You know what I mean? The Rock and Sock connection. So you're right, man. Like, I don't know, we push each other and we try to be funny with it and also, you know, try to like, you know, throw some social commentary in there every once in a while. You know, so yeah, absolutely, man. It's fun writing with Wet. It's fun. It's like a break. It's literally a break from like the seriousness on my solo projects. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's a break. Like it's a place where I could, you know, write how I always wanted to write since I was like what, 14, 15. You know, just have fun.
Yeah, and that's what I think. That's the most beautiful thing about collaboration. It brings out something that wouldn't have come out of either one of you on your own or whoever you're collaborating with. You know, it brings out a different side of what you're working on. You know, I think, and I see that like listening to Purnell, like that the last joint you did, the Father's Day joint with Harry Otaku, like the way that you are able to kind of like switch your flow up, you know, just like that, and have all these flows that fit right into the pocket, but like you know, come with all different flows. To me, that makes your ability to do that is the reason why you can rap in Clint Breeze in the Groove, because Clint Breeze is a drummer and he's a jazz drummer. And he plays, he's the lead of the group. So he is not holding back. You know what I'm saying? And I think for me, when I listen to rappers with live bands, quite often, like I hear like not a lot of people are able to drum hip hop drums, you know, and be disciplined in that way. What you're doing with Clint Breeze in the Groove is not necessarily like rapping on hip hop beats. You are using your hip hop as a jazz instrument almost more, and you're playing it, and that's probably why you are, you know, the cadence is a primary tool in writing it, because you know it's about how you're mixing and interacting with the drums. What's it like to write in this band with these musicians, with all these prolific, amazing musicians that can go off at any moment? How do you do that and find your space in there?
I learn terms, I find the definitions, and then I try it out with myself. So when I learned what a hemiola was, right, which is basically two time signatures happening at the same time, and they somehow meet, right? Two different time signatures. So when I found that out, I was listening to somebody explained it to me, and they told me to go listen to McCoy Tyner, because he does it a lot. And then I listened to him, and I was like, okay, I see what he's doing. And then I happened to be listening to Mount Olympus by Big Crit, and he did it. And when I heard it, yes, I make the beat. Yes, I make the rap. I don't have to the poet. Y'all don't have to tell you. You know what I'm saying? Like when I heard that, and then the beat dropped again, I was like, that was still on the 1. That was a 3/4 time signature on a 4/4. You know what I'm saying? On a 4/4. And when I heard it, I was like, that's what he's doing. And so like that was actually the first time that I was like, let me rap like an instrument, right? Because before, the most I could do was like staccato.
Yeah.
Like, how fast can I go, right?
Mm-hmm.
But after hearing Hemiola, just made me explore like the whole landscape of like patterns and stuff like that. Like, how could, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how could I switch everything up? It's super fun, bro. It's really fun. Like, it's like being in science class. It's like being in a science class, like it's like being a failing student in a science class that always does cool stuff. Like, you don't pay attention to nothing else until they do something cool, and then you like
stuff happens, yeah.
Yeah, and then you like, oh, like, hold on, like, I'm gonna go home and try it. I'm gonna try that right now. And so that's what yeah, basically, yeah.
Wait a
But they
second,
really challenged
yo, Pike. What's it called? A hematoma? It's not a hematoma. It's a
hemiola.
Hemiola. I'm writing those down, man. That flows
man,
crazy.
Yeah, man. Like, I love it. And it just made me like think about, well, what it made me do is it made me take syllable. Like, you know, I used to be a freak about rhyming more than 2 syllables. It used to irritate me to hear rappers just rhyme 1 syllable or do a terrible slant rhyme. And I'd be like, you can't get away with that. Like, don't do that. But once I got on the hemiolas, it was like, okay, let me use each syllable, that each rhyme pattern, each rhyming word as a note, right? So I can't go up and down notes or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But like I can take a rhyming word, I can take 3 or 4 syllables, I don't know. I can take 3 or 4 syllables and I can flip them around. So if I can think of something real quick. Machos, honchos, I'ma top them like ponchos. Watch those nachos, drop their bottoms like tacos. Enchiladas say lots of my impresarios prontos. I be shadowed with spark notes, y'all be swallowing pop quotes. So like, just like using those rhyming words and throwing them in different places and making different patterns. Hemiola's changed everything up, bro. Like,
that sounds so fun. So it's acrobatics, you know what I mean? Like, when I learned about alliteration, like, it was a rap. Like, I kept writing, you know, I'm a psychopath suitable sensei your set levels. Like, every rhyme was like that because it was so dope and like fun to me. Then I got tired, and now I found this. Now everything I'm gonna write now is gonna be a hematoma or hemiola.
Hemiola hopes you work so hard you're gonna cause a hematoma. Yeah, I mean that's what rhyming is. It's rhythm. It's adding rhythm into what you're saying. So where you put those rhymes is how it hits in the rhythm. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Dope.
So I learned a lot from that. And now I'm trying to get back to like wordplay. Because I used to be where I was a huge Kanye West fan. I remember one time I binge listened to Kanye West, Daft Punk, and Miles Davis for like 2 years. And so like all these really slick lines, these really interesting rhythms, and really interesting like song choices. And you know this, TJ, being in Indianapolis, you can't find beats nowhere that would accompany that. So it's just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would just come up with a tempo, or just be like, just play a techno beat. Just do something. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's always been, it's super fun. Writing is the second favorite part. My favorite part obviously is the rapping part, but it's more so doing it like flawlessly.
Yeah. And I know, like, you know, live playing is a big part of what you do, performing live, you know, performing with a whole big band, horn sections and everything. Yeah, man, I know that we're all itching to get back to it and make it happen.
Oh my God. I just want to tell the crowd to do something, one thing, bro. Just raise your hand up. Just put your hand in the sky, and I'm gonna go home. Everybody gather just so I can do that real quick. All right, bye.
Yeah.
Rocking the crowd is so dope, man. I miss it.
Yeah, it's a skill too, you know, like being able to control a crowd and know when you can and cannot ask them to do things, you know. Like,
I remember, like, I was feeling so good, like I was beside myself. This was at the Middle East, man. I forget what it was. Like I was like, let's go. I was going in, and I'm like, yo, I'm about to jump in, and I'm a big dude, man. I'm 340 pounds. Yo, people like in the front of the crowd just started moving, like they just, the Red Sea, bro. And I was like, you know what? Fuck y'all. Excuse my language. And I was like, F y'all.
You read the crowd. That was a good moment right there.
But I said that to say this, like the high, like the level of like adrenaline, like I haven't found anything like that natural, that just comes from your spirit, your soul. Like there isn't any other feeling, like maybe definitely when my daughter does something dope or, being with my family. But besides that, man, nothing matches that, bro.
Yeah,
nothing.
It's true. It's an exchange of energy. It really is, and it's like, as performers, we put work in, a lot of work in preparation so that energy, so all that energy of preparation comes out in our performance. And so we need the crowd's energy. So the more you put into preparation and prepare for the crowd, the more your energy is able to match up, and so it's like you see a lot of acts, hip hop acts. They don't put in the work that a lot of a jazz musician might put in and woodshed and practice and
woodshed, yeah.
Yeah, and be ready. They'll get up there and have their vocals going, on the recording. So it's like
yeah, I don't rock with that stuff. I try not to be so picky about that. But like as soon as the MC, I feel bad saying this, man, because art's art, right? Like I don't want to shut nobody down, but like dog, like when people go on stage, like with their rapping with themselves, I'm like, dang. But, no.
Yeah, they limited how much energy they put into the work, so they limit how much energy they're able to get from the crowd.
Wow, heard it. That makes sense. That's what it is.
I don't know. I can be a bit of a snob for sure, for certain.
I mean, yo, look, man, you're definitely brilliant with your wordplay. You take a lot. I can tell you take a lot of time with what you do. So I wouldn't expect anything less.
I mean, I don't mean to be. It's like I don't mean to be, but it's just like when people say they rap to me, it's like okay. I used to do this thing where people would say, "Yeah, I rap," and I'd be like, "Okay, well, you got 30 minutes to start rapping." Or it's a cuss word, or you can't say it, or you don't rap. Because it was really just because I got tired of people doing the whole I rap by this, you know what I'm saying? Like for sale. And where it's like, yeah, I'm trying to live off of it. At the same time, what's important is culture, you know what I'm saying? Like because like, and I don't want to get deep, so I'm gonna just go in and come back out.
No, go ahead, man. Let's go down the rabbit hole. Come on now.
But like, being a North American black person, what is culture, right? I don't have anything to like. If you go to like Cuba or Puerto Rico, they can tell you about things about like Yoruba, you know what I'm saying? Like they can tell you about like their ancestral stuff. They kept up with that, you know what I'm saying? You go to Haiti, they have some back. You go to Jamaica, they've got some back. But like North America,
we created it here.
Yeah, it's hip hop. It's hip hop. You know what I'm saying? It turned into hip hop.
You're brilliant. You know this. It's jazz. It's rock and roll, blues.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Was it Keith? What's his name? Keith Richards? Yo, I'm sorry. Don't get offended. Nobody, please, God, don't get offended. But I'm watching this man's documentary. He trying to be a brother. I'm watching him. He all the music that enslaved Africans had made on plantations and adopted and morphed and brilliantly created ways to express themselves and put food on their family's table. Like he's admiring that. That's American culture.
Yeah.
That's American music. So I'm with you, bro.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
To me, hip hop, out of all the music that we've created in America, is the most related to the foundational African music and African drums, which is, a loop. It's a repeated loop, with polyrhythms and things that work in there, not hemoglobins, but whatever you said. And then on top of it, you have the solo drum, which is speaking, which is saying different things, which is telling the communicating to the people, telling the dancers literally what to do, finding the rhythms and the way to chop it up the way an MC does, And so to me, like the connection is really, really clear there. And it's
Yeah, I think
also
it can.
into music that is recreated in the and now,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is what sampling is. So
Yeah, I think it's so potent because, like, you're right, because like hip hop took over everything. Like before, with
country music is hip hop
everything around the world, every
Mhm.
place you go around the world has heard of hip hop and has like adopted it to whatever it sounds like now. Every place has, and I think it's because of the, like I said, the country is too big. So if we were as small as Cuba, we could have kept, you know what I'm saying, some parts and pieces, but we couldn't communicate, and there's so many of us. And I think the reason why it's so potent, hip hop is so potent, is because all we have is that root, which is like
Mm,
rhythm, communication,
now.
that loop mentality. Keep playing the
mhm,
loop, just keep playing the loop, and somebody adds something onto it, and somebody else adds something onto it,
mm,
somebody else adds onto it, and so it speaks to everybody because it just brings it back down to the loop.
Yeah.
Like
mhm.
what's
Yeah,
what's the what's the ongoing, what's the reoccurring situation? Now let's
Mm.
add on to it. Yeah, man. It's so like so what so like yeah, man. Like when it comes to hip hop, when people say
yeah.
they rap,
I know. I
it's
heard it.
like
I
it's like
heard
it's
it.
like saying you a pastor, you know what I'm saying? And then I turn around, I see you doing some other, and it's just like, come on, dog, like don't do that, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I mean, I think, definitely like I didn't like choose you guys randomly to be on this show. Like you are both like to me like at the top of your game and excellent. And maybe after this, you guys cross pollinate and collaborate on some stuff. Stay in
That'd
touch.
be dope. Yeah, for sure.
You
For
know,
sure.
because I think that I'm loving what you guys are both doing and putting out your stuff and just like just uplifting people with your music and I really appreciate you guys being on and being part of the show today, man. It's been wonderful talking to you.
Yeah, man,
Appreciate you,
appreciate
TJ.
you bringing it up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Pernell, you're brilliant, bro. Keep doing your thing, man. And yeah, maybe we'll cross pollinate. You know what I mean? Like figure
Hey
something out.
man, I'm good, man. Just know one thing. If we do a track together, I'm going to try to kill you. Just for the
Oh,
culture.
see now, hold up. I was hoping you said that, and that's
Mm,
why.
mm-hmm.
That's why I want to make this happen. Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, you can't scare me with a good time because I'm trying to take your head off too, with
Let's
all the
go. Let's
love,
go.
with all the
That's what
love
I
in the
want to hear.
world.
Oh
You heard?
yeah.
With
nice.
all the
Yeah,
love.
yeah, we'll let the kids. You guys, kids, can decide who took it.
Heard it. Heard it. I
Right
sent
on,
you a
right on.
follow on Instagram too, so I'm already on it, bro.
Right on.
Right on, right on. Yeah.
I want to thank 2MB Studios for being the host of the show and for Matt running the technical side behind the scenes. Really, really appreciate it. Every couple of weeks we're back Friday at 9:00 with a new episode. It's like every couple of weeks I'm like, man, I'm tired. It's Friday. I've been on the screens for a long ass time, but then I connect with some artists. And we share what we do, and I leave inspired, and I'm super inspired by you guys. And thank you so much for being part of the show today.
Love, man.
Right on,
Peace,
man.
guys. Appreciate you guys. Keep killing it out here.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
Right on.
yo, for now, I'm looking for you, Doug. Yeah, I'm out here,
Go.
man. I need a
yeah.
Let's go.
challenge. You heard?
So, yeah, stick around
Yeah, yeah.
after we go off, and we'll chat for a sec. But thank you,
Word.
everybody. Thank you for joining us on Cross Pollination. I'm TJ Reynolds. And this is 2MB Studios, broadcasting from Boston, Massachusetts, to your living room. And I appreciate you, and I'll see you next time. Peace.